What's going on, guys? nicboleto here from Boleto Brigade, and today I'm bringing you guys another video. It's not going to be exactly bodybuilding or physique related or powerlifting related. It's going to be more about general health and fitness, which this channel, as much as it is about bodybuilding and creating that physique and getting stronger, it's also about just promoting longevity, healthy habits, and overall health and fitness for your entire life. So I'm taking a health and physical activity class right now, and I recently had to go through fitness testing. And I have the results here in front of me, so I just want to talk about the results. There was a few surprises, especially for somebody as in shape as I am. And so I just want to jump right into it and talk to you guys about the importance of each of the categories along the way. So started off, the first thing was height and weight. I weighed in at 176.5 pounds, which is just over 82 kilograms. And I was 184 centimeters, which is 72.5 inches, or 6 feet and 1/2 inch. Those are just some frequently asked questions that I get asked, obviously. So I'm throwing those in there. My resting heart rate was 72 beats per minute, which is a fairly normal heart rate for somebody of my age and gender. However, my blood pressure was a little high. I was actually classified as pre-hypertensive. I was only a couple of points high. It's not like I was really in that range. They told me it was really nothing to worry about. However, it is something to be cautious of, to continue to watch my blood pressure in the future as I continue to get checkups as I get older. So it's something to watch out for. However, going in, I've been told before by doctors that I have sort of an irregular heart rate or irregular blood pressure for somebody my age and somebody who is in as good of shape as I am. So that was something I was kind of expecting going in, so it wasn't a huge surprise, but it's still alarming either way. Next was a body fat percentage test. Now, I should mention, not only for the weight, but for the body fat percentage and for the waist circumference, which I'll talk about next. I had just eaten breakfast before I came here, and the reason I keep looking down, guys, sorry, I have my sheet with all my results on my lap, and I'm not afraid of making eye contact. But yeah, so I ended up getting 14.7% body fat, which I think is pretty accurate. I guessed that I was somewhere between 12 and 15% body fat. However, I think I'm a little bit lower in the 14.7 because I did just eat a fairly large meal literally on my way to the gym to go through this fitness testing. So while I placed into the good category, which is the category above the average category for lack of better word, I think I am a little bit lower body fat percentage, but hey, you know, it's grizzly bear season. Who really cares about body fat percentage? It's time to make those gains. If you gotta add a couple pounds of body fat to add a few pounds of muscle, it's totally worth it. So moving on, guys, the next test that I had done, well, it's not really a test, it was really just a measurement of waist circumference and hip circumference. So a good way to tell if you're at risk for diabetes is if your waist circumference is more than 95% of your hip circumference. So my waist circumference was 80 centimeters, which is about 31.5 inches, which is cool because the last time I was at 31.5 inches on my waist, I think I was about 10 pounds lighter. So keeping my waist small, continuing to add pounds, which I can only hope is pounds of muscle unless I'm all of a sudden adding fat other places of my body. And my hip circumference was 36 inches, approximately 92 centimeters is the exact measurement. So I'm not at risk for diabetes, which is obviously very, very good. The next was cardiovascular endurance. Now, I used to be in much better shape cardiovascularly than I am right now because I used to play sports, and so we used to do a lot of cardiovascular training. So I really was expecting not to do very well on this test, and I did a lot better than I expected. I placed into the good category. I thought I would really just be average at best. Basically for this test, what we did is, if you know like what a bleacher looks like at a basketball stadium or something, we just had to like step onto it and then step down for 3 minutes straight. It seemed daunting going in, but I was completely fine with it. My heart rate was 150 beats per minute, and at my age, my like max heart rate is 200. So I was only at 75% of my max heart rate after that test. So that placed me into the good category, which means I'm on track for pretty good overall fitness. The next test I did was a 1 rep max bench press for muscular strength. Now I should note that I did this test directly after a pretty intense leg workout, and I really wasn't expecting much out of this bench press test. However, I hit a pause rep PR. I did 215. My previous tap and go PR was 225, which you guys have already seen in a past video from the summer, and it was really easy. It was really grindy. This was really easy, this 215. Probably had a little bit more in me, but I didn't want to push it too much, especially when I told the proctors of the fitness test that I had literally just come from a workout. So I stayed at 215. I think I probably had 220 in me, maybe even 225, but probably not 225. But anyways, like I said, that placed me in the good fitness category. So far, I've been good or above average in everything. However, the next thing, muscular endurance. Now for this, we did sit-ups in 60 seconds, and I apparently only did 34. Now, I wasn't counting my sit-ups. The proctor was counting mine, and when she finished, she asked me if I had a number, and I was like, no, I wasn't counting. And she said, oh, well, I have a number. And I was like, well, do you have a number, or were you counting? Because there's a difference. So she said I did 34 sit-ups. I felt like I did more than that, but 34 placed me into the very poor category. So my muscular endurance is apparently very poor. Now, I think ab strength probably plays a role in this test as well, considering I don't train my abs outside of doing heavy compound movements. I think that might be another reason why my sit-ups are so low. However, seeing that I was very poor and in the 15th percentile, and I run a fitness channel and I hope to improve people's overall physical fitness, I decided that that is unacceptable. So I'm going to be working on my muscular endurance, whether that means adding in sets of 20, 30, even 50 reps maybe at the end of a workout, or just starting to train abs. My goal right now is to start training abs twice a week, build up the endurance of my core, which overall should help me in my lifts anyway. Just training abs was something that I was never interested in, but now that I see the effect of not training abs, I'm a little embarrassed, so I'm going to start training abs. And lastly was muscular flexibility. For this, we basically put our feet against a flat surface and reached as far as we could past it. Basically, you're testing your spinal erector flexibility and your hamstring flexibility. And I actually placed excellent. The excellent cutoff for guys, first of all, my age was, I believe, 40 inches, and I hit 40 centimeters, and I hit 48 centimeters. So surprisingly, I'm extremely flexible. I suppose all the mobility work that I've been doing, all of the yoga, all of the foam rolling has really helped me out, because I'm apparently excellently flexible for my gender and age. So that was pretty cool, and that was the last test that we did, guys. So overall, I was above average across the board. I was apparently very poor in muscular endurance and excellent in flexibility, and I was pre-hypertensive. So I'm just going to continue doing what I'm doing. I'm happy with where I am physically. I only see all of these numbers going up from here. The only things that I'm planning on implementing are, like I said, working on my muscular endurance, adding some possible ab work, maybe a little bit of cardio, even though that's a sin during bulking season, but I want to maintain overall physical fitness. I want to be as fit as possible, even if I am bulking. So those are my plans, guys. That was just the test that I wanted to run over with you. Like I said in my last video, it's a deload week for me, so I'm not going to be showing you guys any workout footage, but I still want to put out at least 2 quality videos. So I would encourage you guys to go ahead and try doing a fitness test similar to this. I mean, some of these you can't do on your own. You would need somebody to proctor them, like the blood pressure test, for instance. But it's pretty easy to just go ahead and maybe like run a mile, see how many push-ups you can do in a row, see how many sit-ups you can do, and test, you know, your 1 rep max in the bench press, or you know, see how much weight you can add and do a pull-up or something like that. So I think if you test yourself and then, you know, keep living your life normally and then test again in a few months, it's a really good way to track your progress, not only, you know, in terms of bodybuilding and strength and muscle composition, but also just in your physical health, guys. So that's all I wanted to say for this video. I'm sorry about the length, but I hope you guys enjoyed it. Hope you guys got something out of it. If anything, you've learned that no matter what, no matter how physically fit somebody might look, they still have their weaknesses, guys. So train your weaknesses. Make your strengths formidable. Make them unpenetrable strengths. And I'll see you guys in the next video. Peace.
I got the swagger of a cripple. I got little biceps getting fatter in the middle.